right now so that people who are not here I can send to join us. So the purpose of tonight is just to review what's happening in 9 days so that we're all on the same page. I believe I sent everybody all the forms, but I just wanted to go over them so we could look at them together. And so that we could look at holes and danger spots where we can say, oh, we need more people there, or we have nobody doing this, we need somebody doing this. So that's the purpose, is to go over these things. So I'm going to switch to screen sharing and start showing you a document one at a time. And if you have them, you can either look on the screen or look at your own copy. The first thing we're going to look at is the schedule for the day. Okay, so again, we have 10:30 with the consultant and high priest group leader session. And it's going to be a member, it's called member triage instead of TRI tree. It's a video from Roots Tech, and then a panel. And Sister Hasty and Brother Engel, and I'm going to have one more person on that panel, more or less just reacting to that video. It's really good. It talks about how they're looking at changing the way instruction is delivered with the Sunday lessons and instructions in the home and in quorums and classes. Then at 12:30 will be the keynote with President Marshall, and with a video from Elder Brimhall. And he's going to be discussing all the different wonderful liaisons that Family Search now has with different organizations, which is growing all the time. And then he demonstrates how Discovery of Me works. At 1:30, we have a variety of things happening. We have the first session of beginning Family Search with Miles and Marie in the chapel. We have Maggie Crowell, the state archivist, coming, talking about the secrets of the Washington State Archives. And by the way, the state archives completely pays for everything for her to be here. They do mileage, everything. We just have to provide a computer for her to work on. Paula,
oh, good.
Yeah, Paula Anderson will be here. She's from Woodland First Ward, and she's been a great presenter in the past. She's really very, very good. Building a genealogy toolbox is a Roots Tech. Every time you see RT, that's a Roots Tech session. In Classroom 9, Classroom of the Family History Center, we're not sure if any Spanish-speaking members are going to show up, but we're prepared for them with 2 sessions at 1:30 and 2:30, and they look like really very good ones. The first one is teaching family history in your home, classes or quorums, and the second one is, okay, let's see. It's the basic, excuse me, it's the basics of genealogy. The Family History Center, I won't go over it for each hour, but it's in-person help each hour. And at the registration desk, Diane has come up with some colored tickets to give out for each hour, and they're all different colors. So that'll be easy on the people working in there to know which color is their hour. In the Culture Hall, we are going to have our own version of Discovery of Me, and I'll describe all of it right now. We're going to have some online sites that are going to be up and on the laptops that Ryan is able to cobble together for us. Ryan, do you want to message us when we get back to the main screen and let us know how many we have thus far? That will be good to know. We're going to have booths talking about the Family History Center programs with the bookmarks and the hours to hand out. The Youth Temple Challenge will be there, and an indexing booth. There'll be some tables set up for work tables I was thinking 2, but probably we'll only have 1 work table for my family booklet, because I don't think too many people will want to work on it right then and there. And then Sammy Johnson is going to be our photographer, where people, they don't really dress up, but they get behind face cutouts and they pose in old-fashioned clothes and that. And then she will email the photo to people unless they have their phone there and can take their own, and she can take a picture with their phone. The next the next 2 rooms, the 4 back classrooms and the nursery, the classrooms are going to be hosted by volunteers from 4 of our wards for 4 to 7-year-olds and their old-time games. They'll be hosting old-time games in those rooms. And then walking to 3 years of age will be in the nursery with family history kind of activities. You notice that these children activities are only for 2 hours. And when I give the notes at the end of the keynote, I will remind them that they must pick up their children at 3:20. At 2:30, Miles and Marie are going to repeat again, and then hi, whoever came on. Dixie Colditz doing stories of my grandfather. Then we're going to have some more sessions, mastering the census and basic search, what next, tracing your British and Irish roots with Find My Past, which is one of our partners, the other Spanish session. And then at 3:30, it's the Miles and Marie show again. We're really going to make sure people know the basics. Talia is going to present I Search for Dead People, and then a really entertaining personal history montage by Alison Taylor will be on. And the third one is Finding Your Family on newspapers.com. So it's going to be a fun-filled day. We'll be setting up, there's the assignments that we'll be going over in a second. We'll be setting up at 10, and then after the address at 11:30, be sure to bring a sack lunch, and everybody that you see is not here that will be on the assignments list, and you see them, remind them. 4:30, the consultants will help, who signed up will help tear down, and I even have some people that have volunteered to help us, which is nice, that are not part of the family history consultants. And then Brother Morrison, who I don't think is here tonight, is in charge of security for the building. So any comments at all about the program?
Looks good.
Who was that?
That's
Oh,
Mark.
that's Mark. Okay. I shouldn't say who's that, because the minute you start talking, your phone picture or you are on the screen. Anybody see any problems about the schedule that you think, hey, Joanne, keep this in mind?
Joanne, I have a question.
Yeah.
I saw that you have somebody doing signs. Does that mean there'll be signs like on the walls to point them in the direction of the classrooms that they're looking for? Oh, okay.
I've been creating oodles of signs. I have 4 restroom signs, and what I'm going to ask my bishop Sunday is if he has a floor plan of our church, because then we could have that map at different intersections and have rooms highlighted on it.
I was thinking, we walked around the building a little bit, and I just was thinking about giving directions. I thought, like, if at the end of the hallways there are signs that say Relief Society room is this way, or the, Aaronic Priesthood room. Is the Aaronic Priesthood room the same as the seminary room where we've had meetings?
Right.
Okay.
Right, it is. But yes, I'm going to add that to my list, because even though I thought about it, I haven't written it down. So I'm going to look for a floor plan.
And signs outside the rooms as well. So like if the doors are, I noticed on the Relief Society room, there's a sign on the door that says Relief Society, but if the door's open because they're going in, people might not recognize that that's on the Relief Society. That's
right.
it. that signs on the walls would be helpful too.
So
maybe.
what I've created for each room is the name of the room on a sign and a listing of what's going on in that room for each hour.
You're way ahead of me. That's great.
Okay.
Thanks.
Good points, though. Thank you so much. Anything else anybody can think of?
I have a question.
Yes.
I saw the other day that you said the advertising is going forth. Now, when is the general public and what is their start time for them? I mean, I ask because at 10:30, that sounds like that's for like a session for high priest group leaders, and I don't think that's for the general public, is it?
No. They start at 12:30, and the public posters all say 12:30.
Okay.
And we've given them out in a variety of places, and the Daily News has okayed having it in the community announcements for educational offerings. So it's either going to be out this weekend and hopefully next weekend too. I can't remember exactly which day they do those in the paper, but it's going to be in the paper too.
Okay. Thank you.
So, okay, so I want to show you the next one. And Mark, just like we said, we'll all arrive about 10 o'clock to start our setup, and then we'll finish after our session, and then by noon we should be done, because really Mike Prino's going to be running around putting up signs like a crazy person. Ryan and I, and after Mike Prino puts up the signs, he said that he'll help put up tech too. So we'll be putting up tech. That'll probably be the most involved, but mainly it's going to be putting up chairs. That's going to be the main thing, and the chapel's chairs are already there, so we lucked out on that one. Okay, next chart. Safe. Come on.
Joanne?
Yes.
Yeah, this is Bruce, and I can help put up tech,
You can help put up what, Bruce?
the technology.
Oh, of course you can. Thank you so much. Did you hear that, Ryan? Bruce Wilkinson will help with technology, and he is very, very helpful. You're a lucky guy. Okay. Oh, Ryan said he did hear. Okay. All right. So I'm going to share the next thing, and that's who our speakers are. Let's get this off. All right. Now, this will be on the back of the schedule. So people will be able to see who are the live speakers. Live speakers have their photo, and Roots Tech speakers have an RT after their description. So I won't go over everything because we went over those earlier. And there's a correction on this one that I already made that you probably didn't notice. Look at these lovely people in our area that are going to do sessions for us. Okay, so again, that's going to be back on the back of the schedule so people can recognize who's doing what. I don't think there's too many questions about that. Now here is setup. Let's go to that one next. All right, so, oh, excuse me, I went to hosting. Well, let's stay on hosting. So the idea of the host is where there's a live person in the room, you welcome them, you make them feel, see if there's anything they need, if they're thirsty, whatever they have a need of. If they want people to hand out handouts, they do. And I send all the hosts a description of what their jobs will be. Hosts that are in an RT room, a Roots Tech room, will have to be able to put in the flash drives, which are of 2 colors, and I will have in a little baggie in the room, and they'll have to be able to put those into the computer and get it to the file that needs to play. Somebody, 501-4415, do you need to say something? We're hearing a lot of background noise, so I'm just going to mute you for a second. Okay, so I've asked those people to come and show me, let me show them how to start that from a computer, or I will tell them that Bruce and Ryan could help them do that too. But Ryan's going to be pretty busy, so maybe Bruce and I. So the only thing that's a real problem now is room 9, the Spanish room. We have a flat screen TV that we're going to put in that room for the Spanish speaking sessions. And we have the 2 sessions on a jump drive. And we just need someone to welcome them into the room and to start the session each hour. That's all we need. There's no handouts or anything. But this is the big question mark. We don't know whether very many Spanish-speaking members will come. So if someone knows of someone who can help us with that, we really need a person to do that. I had this wonderful girl from the YSA branch. She said, oh, I'll go in and do that, and then I'll run back to the children's room. I said, no. The idea is that you don't miss out on any more of this than you have to. So let's look for people that can do that. So we have all these filled up. One of the things I'm going to be doing in our directors meeting is dividing these up so we can call and remind people. I will take on the youth because I've been talking with them already. The youth are the ones who are hosting, except for the family history center booth, all the other things in the cultural hall. And I have to tell you how cool they are. Out of all the ones that I asked, only one said no because he's going to be in Hawaii. Isn't that awesome?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just really, really happy with them. And I will take on the responsibility of talking with them since I already have been communicating with them. So we'll talk that over in the directors meeting a little bit later. Okay, I'm going to close that. Hopefully I'm going to close that. All right, now here is the setup and the takedown. So what I would say is if you see your name, like for instance, the Wilkinsons here, we don't have Elaine or Lori Stewart or Mike here tonight. If you could be responsible for giving them a call. The Prindles are in Castle Rock Ward and Lori's in Kaplammet. Miles and Marie have everything under control in the chapel. Holly is just awesome, but she really needs somebody to help her with the chairs in the Relief Society room. Mark and Larry are setting up chairs in the junior chapel. Thank you so much. And we need someone to help Richard Riley with the chairs in the young men, young women's room, which I've been corrected by the stake is APYW, Iranian Priesthood Young Women's Room. And then we need to have some chairs and the TV set up in room 9. And since that was a new addition, we don't have anybody doing that. We probably won't need more than the chairs that are in there, so it's just a matter of getting the TV in there and getting it set up. The Cultural Hall, Mark, you don't know that I did this, but I also put you and Larry in here because I knew that you would probably finish this and you could come and help us with the variety of things that are in here.
Yeah, that's just fine.
Oh, thank you so much. Talia will help in there, and also Brenda. There's a big board to set up with a world map on it. Oh, I forgot to talk about that when we were talking about setup earlier, where people can put these Post-it and arrows of where their family came from and have their last name on it, and they might be able to get a conversation started with other people in the area. The children's classes are being set up by those wards that are in charge of them, and YSA has now said okay to me. I don't think we have anybody here from Kelso Ward tonight. I've sent them emails and called, but I haven't gotten any response, so I'm just hoping things are okay with them. The nursery, Mary Lou is totally in charge of that, and she is just ruling that like a maven. She's doing great since she's having Castle Rock and Lexington help with that. So we just need room in room 9, the APYW room, and one more person in the Relief Society room.
Joanne,
Yes.
this is Barbara, and I can help Holly in the Relief Society room.
Thank you, Barbara. I'll put you in right now.
Remember that you didn't know, because I didn't know if I was even coming. But
I know, I realized that, and I just took it by faith that you could be a host that day, but I didn't put you down for, doing any of that. Thank you, Barbara, very much.
You're welcome.
So after our session, we will finish anything that still needs to be done at 11:30. Like I said, I think setup's going to go pretty well. I just don't want one person to do it alone in a room. Afterwards, Brother Despain said he would save and take down all the signs, and I hope it's not rainy because there's some outside. Beth is not able to be there that day. She's trying to convince her husband. She's going to be there to host, but she can't be there afterwards. So she's trying to convince her husband to do the chapel. Daltons are going to do the Relief Society room. Talia says she'd do the junior chapel. I don't know if we can keep the big chairs up in the junior chapel. Probably not. What do you guys think? Yeah, I know. I better call our primary president. That would be Denise. I'll put that on my list. David and Ruth said that they would take care of that room. Pat said she'd tidy up the Family History Center. And that's great, because there really won't be much to tidy. It'll be just like at the end of a session, so that will be fine. Brenda said she would help here, and then the Hornbecks are the ones that volunteered to help afterwards here. And like I said, the wards will take care of this. Holly said she'd make sure there was toilet paper in the restrooms and that if they looked like everything was nice. We have a few more things to assign out, so we will offer those to people who haven't signed up already. And thank you, Ryan. We know you're going to take on the lion's share with the technology. Thank you so much. Anything on here besides those empty spots that I mentioned that you see are a problem? Okay, no news is good news. So we're going to stop sharing and go back to the main screen. Oh, we got a chat here. Oh, Ryan, they like some big chairs and some small chairs. Okay, all right. Thanks, Ryan. I'll double check with Denise. Okay, everybody, I'm just getting a warning from Zoom that I have to start paying for it. So does anybody have, I'll unmute 4415 and I'll unmute Bruce. Anybody have anything else to share?
I think this has been wonderful.
Sorry. Let's see if I can find it. There it was. Go ahead again. Barbara, was that you speaking?
It's got like 10 minutes to go, it says.
Uh-huh.
I'm just saying, I think this is wonderful, and it's very new and exciting, and you're doing a great job. Thank you.
Thank you. Well, this is an easy way to meet. Sure saves Wilkinson's from hauling up and down the freeway, So, like I said, I'm recording this, and I will be sure to share with people. And it's interesting. It's giving me a 10-minute delay, but we are only doing this for 30 minutes, so that's good that they're giving me 10 minutes overtime. Anything else anybody can think of? Oh, we got something from Ryan. Bruce, are you thinking of laptops for the sessions?
Whatever.
Yeah, it's basically whatever. We probably could scare up a couple of laptops here.
Okay.
Projector too.
Okay, I don't know if you see Ryan's chat. He says he has enough laptops for the discovery of me. He just has to get them imaged. But Ryan, keep in mind what Brother Wilkinson said. If something goes awry, he's in Woodland First Ward, and he's on our list of contacts in the stake directory too, under family history, stake family history.
Yeah, we also have an LCD projector.
Yes, and we talked about the projectors. We talked about the projectors before, that the stake has two, that you have one, and Marie has one. So I think we have enough for all 4 of the rooms if everybody brings theirs.
So we bring ours, yeah.
Okay, thank you for reminding me about that. All right, anything else? Okay, director type of people. We'll have about a 15-minute break, and we'll see you at 8:15. We'll talk over more things. And everybody else who attended right now, appreciate you coming. Ryan, will you be able to clue into the next meeting? That's probably important too for you. He's thinking. Sure. Yay. Okay, Ryan will be with us. Very good. And he might have something to tell us about tech. Maybe he and Bruce can talk a little bit. So Barbara and 4415 and Mark, thanks for joining us. And everybody else, we'll see you in about 15 minutes.
Okay, bye-bye.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Good night.